Hey everybody, this is Dr. Lady J. Welcome to this. I'm so excited about this segment, everybody. This is Silk White that's on here, and I'm so excited about having him on tonight because he writes, directs, and produces movies. And I was actually on his Instagram page probably like a week ago, and I saw his post, about this movie. All I Want Is You. So I went and checked it out because I'm not a big Tubi person. I watched it. I've watched a couple of movies on Tubi, and they just didn't hold my interest, so I never went back. But because it was your movie, I said, let me go back and check it out. That movie was so good. The only thing I didn't like, Silk, like I told you, is that you left us hanging at the end.
Yes, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
part two is
Listen,
the way.
tell us about it, though. Tell us about, well, first of all, for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yes, my name is Silk White, man. I am a writer, director, entrepreneur, hustler, and all of the above. And I put out some pretty good films, and they are currently showcasing on Tubi and a couple other
Mhm.
platforms like Exumo, Plex, and Amazon, and other
Okay.
places like that.
So,
And but
yeah. Can you tell us the name of the movies before you go any further?
yeah, so the one you were talking about is the newest one is called All I Want Is You, starring Claudia Jordan. The next one is It's Lonely at the Top, one and two. The next one is The Transporter, starring Kendra Dion. We got Black Excellence. We got Learning the Hard Way, one, two, and three. We got He Belongs to Me. And we got Be Careful What You Ask For. And a movie called The Psychic.
Okay, and you used to do some like short. I think they were shows on YouTube, right? Because I
Yes, ma'am.
used to watch those.
Yes. So I got two web series on YouTube. Of course, it's free, and one is called Love Hurts, and the other one is called um, Till Death Do Us Part.
Okay, I think that's the one I was watching till Death Do Us Part. Because I don't know if you remember, but way before I became Lady J, which was like back in 2019, I was actually at a networking event with Donnie Glover, and you had gotten the man's, what is it called, the man's award.
Yes, I do.
Um, yeah, you and the other guy that was there, King Cole, he was there. King
Yes.
Cole was there, yeah. And that's where I first met you. That was before I was doing radio or anything. I was just kind of hanging out. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh my goodness, these guys are so good. So I've been following you since then. And I just want to tell you, like, your stuff is so amazing. And this latest movie with Claudia Jordan, how did you get Claudia in the movie?
So I just had to like reach out to her team. We spoke, and we had to negotiate and come to terms, and we made it happen and things like that. And she was a pleasure to work with, man. She was great. Um, she came prepared, so it was really good.
Now, let me tell you about this. What I put out a question because, like, once a week I'll put out a crazy question, for people to just go, and they'll be in my comments like the whole day, just talking about this one question. So the question I put out today was, how far are you willing to go for your mate? Because in this movie, Claudia, or her name was Chloe,
Yeah.
um, she just went a little farther than what I would actually go. I don't think,
Right.
I mean, I know me, and she was just like, go do what you have to do. And I
Right.
understood, like, his part was like, I don't want to go back to prison, but if I don't do what my parole officer is telling me to do, which is have sex with her, then I'm gonna have to go back. She's gonna do something to send me back. And Claudia was like, I'm not doing prison no more. I'm not doing no more prison visits, no more nothing. Like, go do what you got to do. And I was thinking, like, no, Claudia, because that was a little bit much for me. That was a bit much.
Yeah. So the The story just came about just really good. It's just basically, about a girl who's in love, man, and all she wants to be happy with her man, but it's a bunch of obstacles that keep on showing their head and things like that. And
Yeah,
I thought that would be a good twist to throw that in there like that, because most women, like you said, would have been like, "Oh no, we gotta figure something out." Where she's
right,
like,
right.
"Oh, you keep doing it for now, and let me figure
Yeah,
something out." Like, you know what
right.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
I thought,
because
I, I
she,
thought that was pretty dope.
and that's where you left us hanging because we don't know what she figured out.
Correct.
We have
Correct.
no idea what she figured. See,
Correct.
in my mind, I'm thinking maybe she killed the lady or she, she did something that
Correct.
put her behind bars. But I just feel like the average, I don't know. It may be some women out there who would, for their man,
Of
because
course.
they know, like in Claudia's case, I mean in Chloe's case, she knew that he didn't enjoy it. He was upfront about, she wants
Correct.
me to, I have to have sex with her in order to stay out of prison. So, you know, she was understanding, but I still could not get that in my mind. Like, okay, babe, go ahead and have sex with her. I'll be here when you come back. It's just like no, but it was a good. I love that twist that you put to it. It was really good, really good.
Correct, man. So I thought that would be pretty good. And for those who don't know, the movie is called All I Want Is You. Streaming now free on Tubi, so y'all can watch it for free. Um, and just so you know, man, part two is done and it is on the way.
Oh, good, 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 good.
And it's on
I'm
the way.
sitting there waiting because I'm really interested to see what part two is going to be like. I was really not happy with what was the other young lady's name? I forgot her name in the
So,
movie.
Sophia.
Sophia, and Marcus. Yeah, I wasn't happy with her because I was like, girl,
Mm,
please, like, you're beautiful, get away from him. Just leave, don't come back. But that is the real truth about what some women are going through,
most
and
definitely.
they love the guy so much that they're willing to go through different types of abuse to stay in that relationship, and that's why I really like the movie because it was stuff that's relevant. Like that's what's going
Correct.
on right now, you know? And it made you really think about some of the decisions that you might make, or
Correct.
if you were in a situation, would you really do those things?
Correct, man. And at the end of the day, it's entertaining as well because it's like
Hmm.
what's going to happen, like, because this is crazy. I don't know if a lot of people been on parole or not, but sometimes those parole officers could get real mean and nasty like that. Like, they don't like the job, they're mad at the job, but they got to do it, so they just in a real nasty attitude. They treat the people who just came home as less than because they feel like they
Right.
like inmates and stuff like that. Like, you just
Hmm.
criminal type stuff. Like, oh, they'll be back in jail again soon anyway. So they just,
Right.
not all of them, but there are some out
Mhm.
there who do those things and stuff like that. And I just wanted to write a story about how hard it is because the guys come home trying to get a job and do the right thing, and not only does he have a parole officer on his back, he also has snow on his back. So it's just like
Right. Right.
he just can't seem to get a win and things like that. And that's how life be sometimes, man. You could do
Yeah.
everything right and it still be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. And that is so true because I work with people that are incarcerated and people that come out of prison. And what you said is so true because those are all of the things that they're up against. And people don't understand that sometimes when they come out, they have a debt to pay when they
Correct.
come out. So they have that over their head or it's their life. So they are dealing with so many things. And I love the fact that you touched on all of that, in the movie. I don't know that there was anything that you left out in the movie because it seemed like you pretty much, kind of touched on domestic violence
Yeah.
and, women who kind of have low self-esteem. And then you have Claudia, who is just like, she's a ride or die chick, for her man. And she gonna fight any and everybody,
Most definitely.
and then you have
Definitely.
the guy who's really trying. He is
Right.
really trying to the point where he was willing to tell her, like, this is what I have to do in order to stay out of prison. So it was really well written. Where did you get the idea to come up, with this particular story?
I'm not sure, man. The ideas just kind of like come to me, man. They just come to me, and I just write them out and things like that. And I read it over with, and I just be like, yeah, I know people are gonna like this one. And, as
Mhm.
long as it's done and executed the right way, I could tell if people are gonna like it or not, and things like that. And
Yeah.
this one, was gauged more for women and things like that, like because
Mhm.
more women
Mhm.
will be able to relate to this, and the women will be the ones who be like, "Oh hell no, I wouldn't do that," and why
Right.
you did that
Right.
for? Like,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm thinking about actually having some of my girlfriends over so we can sit down and watch it, and have a
yes,
discussion about it because a lot of women that I do deal with, they have brothers who are incarcerated. They're
correct,
married to them or they're in a relationship with them, and I just think it's a good movie. You got parts where you can laugh, where
yes.
you're serious with it, and I just think it's a good movie to sit down and talk about. So, how did you get into writing, producing, and directing movies?
I first started out as being an author. I started writing books at first, and me myself was incarcerated when I started writing the books. So
Oh, okay.
when I started writing the books, you know how every author wants to see their books on the big screen.
Right, right.
So, I didn't know how to do it, how that works. So I tried the traditional route and Lionsgate and these people. And, it wasn't their fault. It was my fault. I didn't have nothing together. I didn't know what I was doing or nothing. So, of course, they turned me down. And I just started doing everything on my own and things like that. So I went and my first movie, I just hired a cameraman and got a couple of friends and made it happen. And once I did that, the movie came out not good at all. But I learned what not to
Mhm.
do moving forward. I
Right.
learned like, hey, I don't like how that look. Next one, I ain't doing that.
Mhm.
So, each one, you just get better and better and things like that. But
Yeah.
that's how it all started and things like that.
Wow. You know what? You were such an inspiration because, first of all, I didn't know that you had been incarcerated before.
Yes.
Um, and I was just, before this show comes on, I do a show at 7 o'clock with a guy who is incarcerated. And he
Okay.
calls in week and we, talk about different things. And the one thing that he was asking me about today is, do you know anybody that was incarcerated that's out that's really doing something? And I was like, well, I know some people that wrote some books. I wish I had known, to tell him
Yeah.
about because he's going to be getting out soon. And he writes and he does some other things. But
Okay.
this is like, I'm so happy to hear this because you're actually out here doing something, something
Right.
productive. And that's what I've been pushing, like on my platform on Monday nights. We deal with incarceration and criminal justice and that kind of thing to let people know that all of our Black brothers are not out here committing crimes when they come back out.
Right.
They're doing great things. So I got to get you on one of those shows too.
Yeah,
But
sure. Just let me know.
yeah, but okay, so back to the movie. But I had to just stop for a minute because that's my
Yeah.
passion. Criminal justice is my passion.
No,
But
sir.
so so you have part two coming up. Do you know when it's going to be coming out?
Yes, it'll be the first week of August. Excuse me.
Oh, August, the first week of August.
Yeah,
Okay.
coming up real soon, man. It's coming up real soon. So
Yeah.
now, so now we
Listen.
got to get as many people to watch the movie as possible. So now we want to get as many people to watch it as possible. So when part two come out, everybody can be up to speed and caught up and things
Right.
like that.
Okay. So you making the wheels turn in my head. So I'm thinking about some things because we can watch part one and we can go ahead and watch part two. So I'm really thinking about something that I can do. Now what is Bill Morgan saying? Oh, hey, Bill Morgan, how are you? Hi, Dr. Leslie. Hey, Keith. So, the next move now, is there a part three or is part two it?
And part two is it?
That's it. And then
Yes.
are you gonna be making another film after that?
Yes, of course, of course. So we got a next film is scheduled for. Matter of fact, we shooting a new film in 2 weeks. Actually, it's called The Transporter, but we just doing season 3. So I got a
Okay.
bunch of shows on Tubi. I got The Transporter. I got All I Want Is You, and I got It's Lonely at the Top, part 1 and 2, and I got something called Black Excellence as well.
Okay. And you know, there were people on TikTok. I don't know if you saw it. There were people on TikTok doing reviews about All I Want Is You. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, I seen one. I didn't see many of them, but I did see
Yeah,
one.
quite a few because it one popped up on my page and then they just kept coming up, you know, and different
Really?
people talking about it. Yeah. So I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. You know, like you never know who's watching your stuff, but it was quite a few people that were doing like little short snippets of
Yes.
all I Want Is
Movie.
You. Yeah. And
Okay,
then
that's
they were all positive and they were saying how much they liked it, you know.
okay. That's
So
dope.
yeah, keep up the good work. And then also I was reading that it was like combined 112,000 and something people on TikTok had either seen the movie or they did little snippets about it.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
really good.
something I'm proud of.
It
And
really is.
yeah, it was a good movie. It was a very good movie. And I'll tell anybody who's watching me because y'all know that I like movies and I love books. And the thing with me, if you don't capture my attention in the first few minutes with the
Yeah,
movie, I'm done. You know, like
man, I'm the same way.
you know, you got to get me like those first few minutes. And like the first few minutes was like this, y'all. It was just like you're doing like this because you really don't know what's going to happen, who's going to
Right,
say
right.
what. And so I would really encourage everybody to go to Tubi. And the other thing I want to tell you, Silk, is that like I told you, I didn't really watch Tubi that much. I have watched so many Tubi movies until it's not funny because when your movie came up, like as soon as it goes off, it shows you something that's related to that movie,
Correct, correct.
and it's pretty good. So I
Okay.
watched a lot of movies, but listen, y'all, make sure you go and watch this movie. It's called All I Want Is You. Claudia Jordan, starring Claudia Jordan. The gentleman here that you see, Mr. Silk White with Silk White Productions, he is the writer, director, producer, everything of the movie. So make sure you support this brother. And he's from Baltimore. That's the other thing. That's the exciting thing. So I really think, and I hope that people will, recognize you more, give you more awards and more
Right,
shout outs, because we don't do that in the city.
right,
We
right.
don't. We just don't. I don't know why we don't support each other. We don't shout each other out. But I just want to give you a personal shout out because
I
I
appreciate
did it, and I'm so happy to see what you're doing, and I'm happy that you're from the city, and you're doing something great, and you represent the city, and it's actually working because people are watching it. That's the big
you. Right.
thing, that you're capturing people's attention. So, anything you want to say to us before you go?
Man, I just appreciate everybody. If y'all haven't checked out the movie, it's called All I Want Is You, free on Tubi. And if you want to check out some of my other work, you could just go to Tubi and just type in Silk White, and all of the movies will pop right up. Man, I thank you for having me, and we're just gonna work on getting as many people to watch this movie till the next one comes out. So that way, when the next one comes out, everybody could be up to speed and caught up. So if you know anybody who you think would like the movie, just let them know to check it out. And the good thing about it is that it's free, so no one has to pay any money. You could just enjoy it and things like that.
Right. Absolutely. So everybody, again, make sure you go to Tubi, and you can download Tubi on, just go in your app and download Tubi. You'll be able to watch the movie. And I put in All I Want, and it just popped right up. So all you got to do is put that in, and then make sure you check out the movie. It's a very good movie, not for small children. So if you have, little children around, a couple of scenes in there that's
Correct.
not for children, but it's a nice adult movie, and I think you will really enjoy it. You really enjoy it. Like, we sit around and watch Lifetime movies, so come
Yeah.
on, y'all. Watch this movie. Let's support this brother. So, thank you so much. I'm going to be reaching out to you because I have something coming up the end of the month in July that I'll be announcing it probably next week to the public. But
Okay.
as a matter of fact, when we go off, I'll tell you about it when I go off the air. I'll tell
Sounds
you
good.
about it. Okay. All right, everybody. So make sure that you tune in. Tomorrow night we have a show with Mama Earth. Her show is called Free Yourself Friday. Make sure you tune into her if you like holistic stuff and holistic healing and breathing and all of that. Make sure you tune in. And then I want you to also this weekend, one of the days on the weekend, I want you to go to Tubi and I want you to check out this movie, All I Want Is You. Okay, you will not be disappointed. Then get back to me and let me know what you thought of the movie so we can have a discussion about it. The question that I put out today, I didn't say it, but it was related to this movie. How far would you go for your mate? What would you do? What's the extent that you would go to for your mate? And so if you watch this movie, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So Silk, thank you so much for coming on and being on the show with me for just a few minutes. I really do appreciate it. And, you know, I just want to say that I wish you much success in everything that you're doing. Keep being great. Keep putting the movies out, you know, all the stuff you're putting out. Keep doing it. And God bless. And I will talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks a lot, Quinn. I appreciate you having me. Anytime you need me, just let me know. I'll be here.
I sure will. Thank you.
All right.